Okay, so let me ask you something. Do you think the universe has a moral compass? I mean, really. What if, on the grandest scale imaginable, being good wasn't just a choice but a fundamental law of survival? Today, we're diving into a framework that makes a pretty wild claim, that kindness isn't just a nice-to-have, it's a non-negotiable law of performance and, yeah, even profit.
And this question right here, it gets to the absolute heart of it. It's the core of a radical new way of thinking about, well, everything. Intelligence, business, maybe even our own spot in the cosmos. The whole idea is that wisdom and raw power on their own are incomplete. And you know what? They're actually unstable without compassion.
We hear it all the time, right? This constant trade-off. You can either do good or you can make money. You can be ethical or you can be efficient. But what if that basic assumption, the one driving so much of our economy, what if it's just completely and fundamentally wrong?
Now listen, this isn't just wishful thinking or some feel-good mantra. According to the AIR paradigm we're looking at, it's a claim that's backed by some seriously rigorous, systems-based logic. And probably the best way to really get your head around that logic is with a famous brain teaser about probability and making the right choice.
So to see how this all works, we're going to look at the classic three-door problem. But we're going to reframe it not as a game show, but as a massive strategic decision that any company or even any civilization has to make.
So here's how it reframes the whole choice. Imagine you pick door number 1. That's the old way of doing things, right? Profit at all costs. Then, reality itself, through things like market crashes or social unrest, opens door number 2 and shows you it's a total failure, a dud. Now, switching to door number 3 isn't a 50-50 guess anymore. It is the only rational move. You're updating your strategy based on powerful new information. And this, right here, just brilliantly illustrates the core logic. The failures we see out there in the market, they're not random. That's reality showing us an empty door. And in the process, it concentrates the probability of success behind the other door, the new, more coherent strategy. So if you stick with the old way, you're literally betting on a 1 in 3 chance when all the evidence is screaming at you to switch.
So, what exactly is this new paradigm? Well, the source material argues that it's all governed by a single, inescapable law. You can almost think of it as a kind of physics for intelligent systems.
The whole framework is built on this one little equation. Performance equals alignment times integral capacity times reality contact. Now, the most important symbol on that screen is the little dot, because it's a multiplication, not an addition. And that changes everything. If any one of those values is 0, the whole thing goes to 0. You can't just offset a total lack of ethics with more power. It doesn't work. The source calls this the no offset principle, and it is absolutely key.
All right, let's break it down. First up, A is for alignment. This is basically ethical coherence. It's asking a simple question. Does what you're doing create genuine, positive outcomes for everyone involved? Your customers, your employees, your community? A company with low alignment might make a killing for a little while, but they're creating so much friction, burning people out, and making enemies. It's just not built to last.
Next, we've got I for integral capacity. And this isn't about raw horsepower. It's the actual usable output you have left after you subtract all the internal friction, all the waste, the burnout, the bureaucracy that slows everything down. Think of it as your net energy.
And finally, there's R for reality contact. And this one is simple. It's about truth. Is your organization honest with itself? Does it see the world as it is, or just as it wishes it were? A system with low reality contact is basically living in a delusion, making big bets based on fantasy instead of facts, and we all know how that story ends.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. This sounds a little abstract. A, I, R. So how does this actually translate into a real-world competitive advantage? I mean, how does being more aligned actually make you more money?
Well, the AI framework actually makes 5 core promises. It's designed to turn ethics from a cost center into a profit multiplier. It de-risks your entire system from blowing up. And my favorite part, it creates what the source calls a self-playing piano. The idea is that as AI gets more involved in the economy, the market will automatically start rewarding the companies that are the most coherent, the most trustworthy, and the most truthful.
And this case study just makes it crystal clear. Take a look at these 2 startups. The engagement engine on the left, sure, it's got high capacity, rapid growth, it looks good on paper, but its alignment and reality contact are in the tank. That means its total performance, P, is brittle. It's a house of cards. Now look at the coherence catalyst. Maybe a bit less flashy, but its A and R scores are sky high. And because P is a product of all three, its total performance is high, stable, and sustainable. For any long-term investor, it is a no-brainer. Okay, so we've covered how this applies to business. But now let's zoom out. I mean, way out. To a truly cosmic scale. Because this framework doesn't just apply to companies. It might just offer a solution to one of the biggest and, frankly, most haunting mysteries in all of science.
Yeah, we're talking about the Fermi paradox. Our galaxy has billions of stars, many way older than our sun. So, where is everybody? Why, when we listen to the cosmos, do we just hear silence?
The AIR paradigm offers an answer that is, well, it's chillingly elegant. It suggests the Great Filter, that invisible barrier that seems to stop civilizations from becoming interstellar, isn't an asteroid or a gamma-ray burst. It's an internal test. It's a test of character. And any civilization that fails to figure out how to merge its power with wisdom and kindness inevitably just self-destructs.
So when you put it all together, what this suggests is that the AR paradigm isn't just a business strategy. It's being proposed as a fundamental law of survival. It says that benevolence and truthfulness and humility, they aren't just virtues, they are the ultimate, non-negotiable strategic assets for any intelligence, human, artificial, whatever, that actually wants to stick around. And it leaves us with this one final, really profound thought. Maybe the ultimate test for any species is simply learning how to be kind.